chat every once in a while, but because I do have it open. But yeah,
Yeah, I don't have Twitch open at all, so
that's fine. Yeah.
it's
And
okay.
make sure
Going. It
it's
is the middle of the
going.
workday.
It is going. So let me put this up. I'm not gonna open this time so I get this go. Yep, there we go. Oh, that was I need to change the stream name real quick. NCL season 16 Ampharos power rankings. Cool. Featuring Gryoine. Is there?
It's me.
That looks good. Yeah. Cool. There we go. And there we go. Perfect. Let me just put this. They'll give a few minutes for people to join. If Ian wants to ping Ampharos, they can, but I don't care.
I don't think you will. I'd expect Johan.
Yeah, I'll give it like 5 minutes. And
Yeah.
then, I'm actually going to separate out this in a separate tab, a separate window, so it doesn't show up on my screen share, so I can keep an eye on the stream that way.
Perfect.
Because otherwise, it's kind of annoying. Yeah, that works better.
Perfect. I see this team that you have from a different league up has a glimmet on it. I hope you're ready to review the team with the glimmet.
This is I saw a Glimmet while I was typing in the prep doc. Saw a Glimmet. This is for EC.
Yeah,
They doing reduced standard this season. I'm playing on Wi-Fi, so it's PDX, and I
oh,
decided
it's
to
LET.
be
Yeah.
I decided to be evil
And how are
because
you evil?
Terra Goth with Tingwu and Petron
Yeah,
is.
unfortunately, it's still a goth.
I mean, yeah, but also Volcaron and Ozzy usually have like one check max, so
I do love Azumarill.
yeah. Also, I'm realizing now we're talking before people get here. I'll edit this. Usually I do these unedited, but I can do like a small edit, cut out this front part. Just lazy usually, but yeah.
Sounds good.
Now that I'm up point, I kind of know how to edit slightly, and by that I mean cut and paste things together, and that's the extent of my knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I hired an editor for my actual videos, because I don't want to have to learn this shit, because I am lazy. And also I am busy, as evidenced by me not having time to do the pick by pick.
I happen to have 2 days off this week.
I mean, I have 2 days off every week. It's just my 2 days off were Tuesday and Thursday this week, and Tuesday and Thursday last week, and all the drafting happened Friday through Monday, so...
My 2 days off most weeks are Saturday, Sunday, because I work an office 9 to 5 job. But I had to use my holidays, or else I'd lose my holidays.
Yeah, makes sense.
So, first week of March it was.
My 2 days off are random because I am the flex slot. Hello, whoever joined. I see 2 people, and I see a second person in chat now. Yeah, I am the flex slot, so I'm just whenever the hell they have space, I guess. They need people. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, we have set openers and set closers, and then there's me and Mary who are, like, the flex slots, but really, maybe as Mary usually does morning, just not opening, so, yeah. Oh, well. Okay, we'll give it a couple more minutes if no, go. Hello, Sai. Oh, skill issue, probably talking about my work, fair enough. Hello, Sai, welcome. We'll give it to like 1:15, then we'll get started.
Oh, we're gonna roast some Ampharos teams.
We will. I do have a tier list maker with if it'll load, all the logos on here. They are very shitty quality because I don't know how to make tier maker look good, so I don't care enough to fix it.
Hey, Jay's logo looks pretty good. Looks
Sure,
a lot better
yeah.
than his team.
Fair enough. Hello, Derp. I like the Smoochum emote. Very nice. I'm a big Jinx fan. If anyone who's in GPL knows, I really like Jinx from using the Mega Jinx team last time. It was really cool. The mon's bad now because we banned Sleep, but it was fun for one season. I'm still sad we banned Sleep only because Mega Jinx is bad now because that mon was so cool. Anyway. Guess with all that, we can, let's get started. So, hello everyone. It's me, Endless, your Ampharos Power Rankings guy, here with PRs with special guest Gry. I have all the teams on this doc here that I made real quick. Well, I didn't make the doc, but you know what I mean. Real quick, they are in the order they drafted their picks, not in like draft order overall, so that we can see like the drafts as they progressed instead of seeing, oh, he has a torn T, but he got that like round 9. How would I know that if I didn't, write this down? So yeah, pretty simple like that. So you just get started on the first team. So let's go.
Going in draft order?
No, they're in a doc order because I am lazy, as I have said multiple times. So I'm gonna pull up over here. We have starting with Zeb. Order. Oh yeah, that's take off Terrace. Yep. So we have Zeb's team here. Huh? The order they are on the dock from left to right, and then second row left to right.
First thing, of course, is nobody press Zenta.
Is still crazy.
Heavy hitter roster. Alamamala is good and underpriced.
Aloe plus Melmetal is gross. That is a gross core. Like my god.
Zamazenta.
That is also a gross core because, well, I mean, I don't know if I'd say fairies are the best checks to Zama because, like, it has heavy slam, but Melmetal also, like, kills psychics really well, which are the bigger Zamazenta problems. Doesn't hit them super effectively, but they don't enjoy taking double Iron Bash.
Is this a double Healing Wish team roster, by the way? I forget if Aloe gets that.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, Aloe does. It is double Healing Wish, which is crazy this gen. I love Healing Wish this gen. I think it's really strong. Especially with stuff like Zamazenta and Melmetal.
There is a Roselia, which is not a Pokemon I rate highly. Also, the double Horse Core is very powerful.
The double Horse Core is extremely funny.
Come to a grand total of 3 games combined.
It is actually a triple Horse Core because Melmetal runs high horsepower.
Okay.
Neo King might too, but I don't
Jim
care.
He's not in this call?
True. Jim V's not in this call. I do kind of like Roselia, but I don't like it anymore. I spammed the hell out of it in Gen 7 when, like, the power level was low enough it could actually do stuff. But it's just, its stats are so bad now. Its stats are just cannot keep up.
0 games?
It's not going. Like, you already have a Neo King. What is Roselia doing? I guess it gets spikes, but, like, come on.
Well, obviously the grass type is here for the ground resist, even though it's not a resist because it's also a poison type, and there's Neo King, and also a triple
ground immunity. Yeah. I don't love Comfey without Terra. I think it's, like, okay. I think it's okay on this team. It's not terrible here, but I like the momentum. It's quote unquote slow momentum because you never run speed on this thing. And it drops in Melmetal or Zamazenta. And like it forces in steel types really effectively. And you drop in Zamazenta and you quick close combat and something dies.
So all in all, I think
I like this team a lot.
All the teams before this, even on a call yesterday, I think this is actually one of the stronger teams.
I like this a lot. Good hazard pressure too. If like Mesper Neo King are really good rockers, Manabuzz is a really good defogger. I will say I don't know how well Mega Laios will perform. That one has always done pretty poorly from what I've seen.
Never done well.
And I don't like it round 2.
While you're mentioning removal, Comfey is also a good removal. What I don't like about the removal is it's only defog.
I guess. I don't think this team needs hazards that much to like on its own to function though. Like this team hits hard enough they can break down opponents without them. So while they're nice for breaking sashes and stuff, and they will obviously come up, I don't think it's a big deal to not have spin on this team.
Yeah, it's just if you want to set your own hazards, and you want to keep your opponents off, it's defog or nothing. So.
Yep. Hello, Oren. Hello, DJS. Good that I can remind you what you draft DJS, and sorry you're sick, Oren. Hope you feel better soon. Yeah, so overall, I really like this team. I just think it flows really well together. Every piece kind of has good synergy with each other.
Except Roselia.
Except Roselia, yeah. Also, people are not going to creep a Zebstrika, so your speed gap is realistically 138 to 110, and the 110 can't run Scarfs. It's not ideal, but like it's fine. You'll be fine.
No, you got to respect Zebstrika.
And what's the trick? I guess Mesper's the trick room for Melmetal. It's a pretty good one, so that works.
Yeah, Mesper, very good trick room.
Yeah, I like this team a lot. I could definitely see this being something I would use myself too. Yeah, it looks pretty good. So on the list, if you'll load. I think honestly, this is almost an S tier team. We can always
I think
A for now. We can maybe move it later. I could see it going up to S, but it's really good.
I don't think there's a single S team just objectively, but maybe if you're doing in comparison to the other 15 teams.
That's kind of how I was doing it, but we'll see. I think I kind of want to put S for now because I would be surprised if there's much better than this. I don't think it's amazing, but I would be surprised if there's much better than it.
Well,
and we can move it down later if we think our teams are better.
Just wait till you see a couple of the picks on the next roster.
Sure, let's move on to the next team. Sorry about my Chrome lagging everyone. I have like a 300 tab spreadsheet open in our window for a project, so that's kind of why it's lagging like crazy.
Chrome moment.
Yep. Hey, on to our next pick, which we have Orn, who is in chat. So we see a Pult Rapid cart. That's a very standard core. That's from last gen.
And Ursh Rapid is pretty cheap.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Tink. Honestly, I like round 4 Tink. I think for the value it's provided, nothing else really does what he does. So yeah, is at only 70 points is pretty cheap too. I actually got
sniped on the Tinkathon, so I was going to take it that round. So I'm also a fan.
I'm not surprised. It's like just nothing else does
also
what he does really.
With a second steal. I know Kartana, also Grimmsnarl secondary. They're not like ideal, but like
Tinkaton fills up.
Tinkaton doesn't get all of the ideal parts of both typings, so it's nice to have a backup.
Yeah.
Not that Grimmsnarl and Kartana are particularly good at
either
of those jobs.
Also, it covers over Kartana, which helps a lot because Kartana as a solo steal is always really rough.
Anyhow, I want to talk about my favorite mon on this roster.
Dupiter.
Yeah,
this guy's funny.
It is here. He is here.
He is here. This team actually
will come to at least one game.
Abuses webs really well with like rapid, cart, moth, all like really like webs. Because webs let moth from like specs. Oh, what?
Were there changes? And like, when did you put this together?
Like an hour ago. How recently did you post these on? I made this literally like less than an hour ago. Let me see.
Apparently, they have not been it had not been updated, but it's Naga over Overquill and T-Flame over Iron Moth.
Oh, there's a bunch of changes I didn't see. I just checked the doc. Shoot. So Deckies is really wrong too. Well, enjoy. Well, we will deal with that when we we will do some live editing then. Oh. Overquill, Iron Moth for Naga, Talonflame. Live editing moment.
Let's do it.
Where is it? Oh no. Where are you, Orn? Quill and Iron Moth for Naga, and what was the armor I picked up? Talonflame?
T-Flame.
Yeah, I just assumed the doc was up. I just took that. Yeah, okay. So, now let's look at this a bit more. Naga is, I think, crazy. I think it actually pairs really well with Pult. Because it, like, breaks fairies, which are one of the only things that really stop Pult.
Double Dragon, double Steel, double Fairy is awesome.
That's very funny, and also, like, I think it just works really well. I think Naga's super funny. It's no nasty plot, right? It's the complex.
That's no nasty plot, yeah.
So, like, it's still a really
good.
This team has so much breaking power. It's absurd. Like, oh my god.
Naga isn't fantastic, but it's pretty good.
For what it does, though, like, what else do you want? It opens up Pult to run a lot of different sets because you can just run Naga as your Specs Breaker, too. So, like, Pult can run a lot of other things.
That the Earthquake switch-ins are the 2 flying types. There's also 2 flying types here.
Well, I like flying. I think doubling up on flying is very common. I see that all the time. I do it all the time. There's just so many good flying types in the game. I think it's not narrow. Rotom Fan, even with its rock weakness, is like a pretty decent ground check because it's fat enough and has will and stuff. So I think it's generally okay. Oh, but yeah, I can see where you're coming from on that. I don't get the Sandaconda pick. It's a ground type, but it's such a bad ground type.
It's so bad, and it was so early.
Yeah, round 6 Conda is kind of weird to me. Definitely you could weigh on that. Me when I stopped doing pick by picks because of trades between updates. Zane, I am going to strip you of your title. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to strip you of BBL champion title. That's a fair point. But I assume they would be updated because it said effective week 1. So I'm like, why would they not be on the dock already if they're going to be effective week 1?
I thought it was updated on the dock because the transaction page was updated.
Yeah, it says like effective week 1. So I was like, why would it not be there? Because they need to prep for week 1. But anyway, for a draft is cool. I like this guy a lot. I really like for a draft this gen.
What page did you take these from?
Rosters.
Endless.
Rosters.
Well, the rosters page is in fact updated, at least with Orn.
Well, it wasn't an hour
also
ago.
Decky.
It wasn't an hour ago or 2 hours ago or however long ago I did it. I did it like maybe 90 minutes ago.
Yeah, I do not rate Sandaconda highly.
I think it's okay with Terra, but without Terra, it just does not. Like Terra, you can do some funny things with Scale Shot coil sets, but it's so bad without Terra.
Yeah, I
Sandacon's a
think this is
comfort. He said
again.
it's a comfort mon for him. It's a lot less passive than a lot of our low tier grounds to glare. That's fair. Please don't look at my draft like I slammed on. When do I? Okay, Chibi, I will look at your draft.
Just take Diggersby, Chibi. Anyhow, I think this is also one of the better drafts.
Do we like this more? I think I do like this more in Zebs. Let me pull up Zebs and we can like think which one we like better.
I think personally, I'd rather use Zabs.
Of the two of these, it's hard. Uh, I think I would agree. I think I would put Zebs, but I think this draft is also very good. I think this is definitely an S for me. Like, there's not many like bad mons. Every mon serves a role here, and oftentimes multiple roles.
I think Naga T-Flame is a definite upgrade on the
Overquill,
previously
whatever, yeah.
existing
Overquill
Iron
Moth,
Moth
yeah.
Overquill. So excellent transaction there.
Yep. Yeah, DJS saying he faces Specs Hurricane Sandaconda once. I've seen non-Specs Hurricane before for like Buzzswole and stuff. I think I saw someone do that in BPLA. It worked. I think it was D-Ray in like season 10. It was very funny. Warren says he doesn't like this team as much as the last one, which is fair, but I still think it's really good. So, and Chippy, I do agree your draft was genius mode at the start when I was doing picks, but we'll see the crash out when we see. So I'm gonna put Orin up in S as well. I just think it's a very solid draft. Again, we can move people down as we go through if we want to.
I don't think. I think in a vacuum this is not an S tier draft, but
I mean, I think
good.
but since I kind of want to go comparatively within the league, I think it's probably the best way to do it.
Oh,
Hey,
next we have one of the
Jeremy.
greatest pickups of the entire season.
We have Pichu.
Pichu.
Alright, I want to establish a clause that if he brings it, he's allowed to bring Spiky here, despite it not being legal. Because it's very funny.
As long as he can actually play the game, of course he can bring that.
And also,
this is the league that allows Eternal Floette.
That's true. Jeremy just like my kill watcher around 5, very funny. So we do see Pow here, which is obviously broken, especially without Terra. I think without Terra it's even more broken because like there's less things that can check it. And he takes arguably the best Pow check in the game, Finny round 2, and Fairborn's great pairing.
Yeah, and
Quack for
also
spin. Quack for spin. It's a great breaker for Pow. Like, this team's awesome. I don't know if I'd put it as objectively as they are too, but this team looks so fun.
I want to use this.
This looks so
this is
fun.
Personally, my favorite so far. But that's because I like a lot of these Pokemon. I like what they bring to the table together.
Yeah.
But also, there's a Pichu. It could have been Kingler.
That's fair.
Triple water, baby.
I do like how I really like Zygarde on this team. There's so many ways to kill grass types, and then Zygarde just farms. Zygarde's such a good pick here. It doesn't use his Dragon Stab very often anyway, so Finny doesn't really hurt. Like, there are matches where you want Dragon Stab, but usually you don't need it. You're a bit reliant on Pharaoh for hazards, but like that's what Pharaoh does. But like if opponents are like a taunt mon into your Pharaoh, that could be really annoying. Because Pharaoh's pretty taunt bait in general, so make it hard to get hazards up. Oh hey Jeremy, yes, it is your team.
Love hazards.
Yep. 14 S tier drafts plus Jimmy and Trey. I do actually like Zygarde plus Phase of Core. I do agree with that, Orin, that one of the big things about Zygarde is clicking Glare is so nice, and Zygarde Finny is kind of meh. But also, I don't know if this team really needs the paralysis support that much.
And the other nice thing about the Feeny with like the terrain here on this roster is that you can just not bring the Feeny. There is a Quaquaval which can get the job done.
That's true.
So if you want a Toxic Spam or Glare Spam or there's also Willow on Weezing.
I mean, theoretically you can run Telepathy, Finny. I've done that once or twice.
Yeah, you run Telepathy, you can run Quaquaval. Feeny doesn't have to come to every game. And probably won't, to be fair.
I will say, yeah, there's a Pichu.
So funny.
I think this team actually,
so happy.
I think this team supports POW just really well. Like, you got good removal, good hazards, good switch install resist, good ways to break down his checks. Like, you took the best check on top of it yourself. Like, I fully expect POW to run train on this team, and that's really good because this one's so absurd. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this. I wouldn't play as high as the other ones, but I definitely think it's quite a good team. Right, Hopefully, you guys still there. Oh shit! You can see it on my screen. I always forget that if I do that, I can usually stuff. Whatever. Who cares? But I dropped a how? Wait, Orn?
I don't know why you're clicking on Discord.
Because I was checking to make sure you were still on call.
Oh, you're going to the tier list.
No. Well, Orn,
Yeah.
what is wrong with you that you managed to get POW 20 times this gen? How? Not what is wrong with you. How do you get that many first picks? Like, what the hell? Anyway, I think this is an A, maybe a high B, honestly, I think. Kind of think it is a high B for now.
You cut out on my end.
Oh, sorry. I think it's a high B.
Yeah, I like this. But there's some interesting picks here.
Yeah.
Note that we didn't even touch on stuff like the Sinistra.
The Sinistра's fine. I don't love Sinistra. 2 POWs in round 5. Alright, Uber's League's fair enough. Uber's League helps. That's fair. Yeah, so that is Jeremy. I could see us moving up later, but it's not bad.
Next is Chibi.
So pull up Chibi's team. There it is. Okay. So the start is insane, I will say that. Like Terapagos, Megazord X with Zarud and Zarud, all with Shedtail is nasty. And Screamtail's like the ultimate support mon, as is Klefki. I love Klefki. If you know me, you know I'm obsessed with Klefki this gen. So, but
then we have
the rest.
bottom end.
Yeah. Gliscor is fine. It's not great. It's fine.
That is the only one of the bottom end I have no complaints about. I think all 4 non-Gliscor of the bottom 5 are absolute trash. You might say Basque Legion can do something. This is not a rain team. Last Respects is justifiably gone, and so now it's just an adaptability agility bot.
Yeah. Hello, Johan, and yeah, this is a draft all time. I don't hate Legion,
There's
honestly.
no electric, though.
I don't hate Legion here. Like as a pivot, it's pretty bulky and we can flip turn Aquajet stuff, but it's not great. I agree on that. Arbok is usable, but you don't have to bring it very often. Yeah, but Electric and Minior are not coming. Those things are ass. I guess if Minior forces your opponent to click to run a Mirror Herb, it's done its job, but like also the rest of your team doesn't like if your opponent runs a Mirror Herb, so I don't like that.
Yeah, I want to see Electric come to a game.
Please.
Because that is certainly the 20 points that were spent.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not coming. You already have a flying resist, you have a ground immunity. Electric isn't coming to a game. Screamtail, Gliscor, like Klefki is a good hazard core, both for setting and for removing decently well. You don't want Terapagos to have to spin, but you have good defogger, so I think it's fine. I mean, Terapagos is broken with Shedtail, so I definitely think this team will get some wins off that alone.
DJS mentions that Electric could be a good Zapdos check. However, Zapdos went undrafted in all 3 divisions.
Wow, how much is Zapdos?
200.
Zeb, we are not doing this in draft order. We're just going order of the doc, but the Mons are listed in the order they were drafted. Yeah.
Yeah, well, Chibi, I want to see you cook with Electric. Also, despite the Shedtail into Terapagos, I don't think I can rate this draft very highly.
It's very one-dimensional, unfortunately.
There are 4 entirely unused slots on this roster.
It's very one-dimensional is the problem. Like, this draft loses so hard to just, like, phasing moves or red cards, honestly. Yeah, especially if you can't get the hazards off for Zard, you're going to take so much if it gets blown in.
Terapagos also forced into boots for the same reason.
Yeah.
The removal here is Defog Klefki,
Defog Gliscor,
Cyclozar, and Defog Gliscor.
I mean, Cyclozar's a good spinner, to be fair. It's good at doing that
also
job.
Also Terapagos itself.
But you aren't writing Rapid Spin Terapagos. I mean, yes, you could if you're on like a calm mindset, but you don't want to use it for the hazards. You want to use it for a speed boost. Yeah, I don't like this team very much. Like, I think the top 6 were so strong, and then just the rest of the team doesn't supplement well at all.
Yeah, this is not even my least favorite team. There are some others that are much worse.
Yes, Zeb, I will be uploading this as a VOD to my YouTube channel once it's done. Hello, Ian. And yeah, this team does, Trigger Window Memo, does it? Like, I guess, but also, like, yeah, it kind of does. Outside of, like, E-Electric, FizzDev Electric, that's fair. Yeah, Zeb, I will be uploading this to YouTube after. So yeah, that's
Also,
hmm.
I'm definitely meaner to these teams than you are.
Well, I know. Usually I'm pretty mean, but also like that's when I've had time to stew on them and realize the flaws. So I'm kind of like looking at them like, oh, there's some good stuff here, but also there's some really bad stuff here. Yeah. Like no, when I do like BPL streams that I've had time to stew over the teams, I am really mean. Okay, so we do have I think we have to put Chibi in D. It's a high D probably, but I think it's still a D.
Yeah, it's a 7-mon roster.
Like it's usable, but it's not great.
7.5 if you count Basculegion as a real Pokemon.
I don't know if I count as a real Pokemon. I mean, I'm using it in a Ubers League right now, even with Last Respect is kind of ass.
I had Last Respect Rain, and Basculegion did not do as much as I hoped it would.
Yeah. So I guess we'll move on to next team, which is Unny.
Unny. This seemed crazy.
This is
not gonna lie.
When I was typing this, I was like, what the hell?
So you look at those top 7, and you're like, yeah, this is really good.
Except the Fez.
Oratina, Blood Murder Saluna, extremely cheap Mega Tyranitar, which isn't perfect, but like Pursuit
it's
is
fine for what it does.
Surian Zoroark is good. Starmie is also
fine.
Precipitously dropping in price, so it's cheap. It's got Rapid Spin, and then you look at those bottom 4 absolute stinkers.
I mean, in general, I just don't like this team in general, honestly. I really am not a fan. I don't get the triple ghost, by the way. That's really weird.
Well, see, Unny loves his Alola Marowak, and I do not rate Alola Marowak very highly. Of the bottom 4, Electros is definitely the best. But
what?
Yeah, he's going to cook up something absolutely insane with this every game.
He always does.
We might be looking at the the return of AV Spidops, claiming kills, claiming lives. But I don't think this team is good. I think it's good Pokemon.
I don't even think it's good Pokemon. I'll be honest. I don't rate Fez. Starmie's okay. Like, also, it feels like this team doesn't have much breaking power outside Zoroark and Blood Moon. It's like, I guess Giratina can break, but it doesn't feel like it's the best at that role. That's how spamming Draco, I guess.
Just push Dragon Pulse. That's all it needs to
I guess so. Zama.
Oratina is basically a stat beat stick because it's complex to no rest.
That's true. I do think
that would help, but there's no wish passing on this roster, which would have helped.
I think Zoroark has got thrown Scarf almost every game here, which is really unfortunate.
And it also, yes, this team needed the Aloe. Alternatively, Vaporeon, but it's much more expensive than Aloe.
Why is it more expensive than Aloe when Aloe's the Barramon?
Because Aloe didn't have Flip Turn.
Oh, fair enough. And yeah, it's just taking time to move up. That's fair.
Yeah, they're just slowly. They'll get there eventually.
Yep. I don't. This team also, like, outside Zama, and I guess this team feels so slow to me. I don't know why, but something feels so slow.
Ridiculously slow.
Yeah, and webs don't really help that much. So if this team is the Mons are so like, you have Mons that don't care because they're fast enough to not need them, and Mons that are so slow that it doesn't help. I guess it helps T-Tar a bit and helps Giratina, but I don't know.
I mean, Oratina typically just want bulk anyways.
Yeah.
As is, who cares?
Also, your rockers are T-Tar Marowak. Your rockers are T-Tar Marowak. Near of which like ever want to really run. I guess you run like a T-Wave set with T-Tar.
I'm telling you, Spidops is coming.
Oh yeah, it's still not a rocker.
But it is a spiker.
It is a spiker and Weber, and it deals the T-Specs for some reason. I don't know why. Yep. I'm sorry. I really dislike this team. I know Unny always drafts crazy stuff and he makes it work, but this just doesn't sit well with me. I honestly might like Chibi's more, but that's just me.
I like this team more than Chibi's because this team has Pokemon that you have to respect.
That's fair, yeah.
And they're cheap, unlike Chibi's where they were not cheap.
Yeah, there's
but
probably
they both ended up with absolute stinkers, so it doesn't matter.
I think there's like I still put this in D honestly, but above Chibi's.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, I just don't have that much to comment on here. It's just really weird.
This is a C team.
It's just really weird. Like I just don't get it. I don't see the vision. Yeah, we can put it low C for now. Depending on how it goes, we can maybe move it up or down.
Can't wait to do the damage doc and just see Oratina at the top with Unny in a relegation spot.
Oh my god. Because, I mean, yeah, a couple of these Mons can just win games, but, like, if your opponent knows what they're doing and they prep well, like they aren't just gonna win the game. You know what I mean? And this is Amphi, so generally I would expect people to be able to stop the giant threats if they know what they're doing.
Oh, next we have a team of all time.
We do have Aaron next. Let's see what it is. I remember trying to say, I was like, this looks kind of interesting. So you have Coco, Treads, Kyurem, Annihilate is honestly a really cool core. I like those top 4 a lot.
I don't know what's happening with the rest.
Pidgeot's fine. Pidgeot's fine. You also got good spin with Treads, so it doesn't have to worry about rocks. I don't love Araquanid in here. I know, like, Annihilate punishes Defog and spin. I get it. But, like, I know. I don't think this team needed webs.
So Luticus asks if Amphi is full of shit drafts again, and the answer is yes, and it will continue to be yes.
Yeah, I mean, there's only been like 2 that I really like so far.
The triple, the Mega Pidge, Araquanid, Tentacruel, Articuno is absolutely wild on your electric terrain team.
That's very true. You have 3 grounds, but also, 2 of them don't exist.
I don't know what Aaron is cooking with this.
I like Tentacruel as a Pokemon. I mean, I really enjoyed using it last season. I think I had decent success with it last season. But
double poison too. What the heck?
I mean,
what is happening on this roster?
Yeah, the type overlap's a bit much. I know. I like the concept of like the top 4. I think it had a really promising start, but he just didn't finish the race right. It's like it sprinted the first mile of the 5K and then hobbled the other 4 miles.
Also noting that Treads is the only real terrain abuser, and KB of course, but Treads will typically not be running the offensive sets.
I mean, it can.
It can when you have.
It can, but it
remover.
Can't. I mean, you have Tentacruel for spin too. I think you can. It opens up Iron Treads to run offense. You got 3 spinners.
6.
3 spinners. 3 Defoggers that never want to run deep. Yeah, but none of your Defoggers ever want to run it. So it's really just 3 spinners. But like,
Articuno can.
It can, but you don't want to, because you get knocked and then you're useless.
Anyhow, I don't like this team.
I like how it started. I wish he could have phased it out the right way, because if it kept up like the way the first 4 were going, this team could have been like an S+. Like, it was so strong to start out.
Unfortunately, we got Whiscash drafted.
I mean, I love Whiscash, but yes, I agree with you. As much as I love Whiscash,
very highly in very low tier.
I mean, it was like on my childhood Diamond team, so I very much adore this thing, but also it's bad. Yeah. I still think this is a C. I still think this is better than Chibi's. Like, not by much, but
I don't think it's better than Unis. I think the
I think Unis is a little better, yeah. I do agree. I think this is a little worse than Unis, so C. And honestly, I could see moving this one down to D, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So there's Aaron. Then we've got next up is Johan, I believe is next.
This is a real team. You'll appreciate this one. This is
Johan.
a real team.
Okay, so I know I shit on the Yard Sun in the drafting, but like the pick, but honestly, I actually really like this.
I know, it's actually quite good. The double dark isn't even jank because I mean one of them is a Roaring Moon.
And also this is
Ursaring is a good low tier mon. Scudabudo
is
not coming to games.
I rate Ursaring so highly. I think this thing's insane this gen. I'll be honest, I think it's absurd.
No Terra, so it really is a T5 mon.
Yeah, of course, but I think it's like the best tier 5, so it's not close.
I forget what originally was debated for that Raging Bolt slot, but I also like the Raging Bolt here. I think this is good. Biggest worry is that your water is a Quagsire, but like that's okay. That's just an early Quagsire.
Yeah, I think it's fine. It does what you need it to do. Here,
this is a Sun team, and it's a good Sun team.
I don't even think it's a Sun team. Like, it has a Sun. It has a Sun mode. I don't think it's a Sun team. Yeah. Like, it can run Sun, but also Zard isn't really wanting to set Sun anyway for anyone else. So, like, it works, but you don't need it to.
The biggest worry for me is that the Fairy weakness is quite glaring.
Oh yeah, it's just Petch, but Petch checks most fairies really well.
Also Yard.
But no, the Yard does not count. He's a 4 times Rock Weak without ability to run boots. He is not switching into things.
And when you look at the removal here, the removal is Tusk, and
And
Yard, if you want to count it, which I wouldn't.
I would not. And while Tusk is a great
Tusk is
spinner,
doing a lot of work both on the offensive and defensive sides.
it's a great spinner, but I don't want to have to force a spin on a slot every game. Sometimes you just want a raw breaking set. But it's fine.
I do think that it's better that it's spin than defog, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I really like the late bolt. I'm surprised it lasted that long. I think it fits really well on this team. Although, I will say you have to be really worried about opposing models like running sub for Bishop and Bolt to use that as setup opportunities. So that's something you have to keep an eye on.
Great priority, like Sucker Punch Gelby and nothing else notable. You forgot the notable Sucker Punch Pseudo Wudo. Is that
true? Yeah. For those who don't know, the priority is a stupid meme from BPL where I made a big deal about priority in like season 10 PRs, and now it's like a thing. So that's why Zeb keeps bringing up stupid priority. But yeah,
they're real Pokemon. There's also the Sucker Punching Raging Bolt, or I guess Thunderclapping.
I really like. I honestly, I don't know. I might like this. No, I know it's more orange, but who was an A? Who was the
other one's Zeb.
I think this is an A.
This is an A team. I really like this roster.
Like,
I think this roster is good.
Yeah. Also, I really like Hat on here. Hat fits so well on this team. It's absurd.
Hat is a Sun classic.
It's classic. It gives you don't have a great fighting switch in until you got Petron, so Hat was really good early on. Also, the paralysis support from Nuzzle is really nice for Zard Y. And while I'm not a Webs believer, I think this is a good team for Webs. Well, I'm not like that big of a Webs believer. Time to disappoint everyone by barely dodging relegation. Johan, I believe in you. I believe that you can do well with this team.
All that matters is we all know who's barely dodging relegation, and it's because they're going 5-7 -8.
Mood.
For the
yeah, so let's throw this in A. On that topic, next person is who else made changes? I know it was it DJ? I just want to check real quick.
It's Decky and Joey.
Just so I know when to check to fix this later. Okay. Oh, I hit the wrong.
Are you skipping me?
No, I hit the wrong button. I misclicked because it was next to each other. So here is Grye's team. Mega Blaziken really let me down last season, but also the rest of my team was so broken it didn't matter. So like maybe it's good. I didn't need it.
True.
But I do like this team a lot. Albeit it feels a little underwhelming to me, I'll be honest. Like, Hydro Apple really wants Terra, Polteageist really wants Terra, Rhyperior really wants Terra, Hydro Crown really wants Terra. DNC doesn't need as much, but yeah. Like, it feels like a lot of these mons, without the ability to Terra at all, are a lot worse than they would be otherwise. Oh, how did I forget Hydrapple? I think Hydrapple's shit without Terra, I'll be honest.
You did say Hydrapple wanted Terra.
Oh, I did? Yeah. I mean, round 7 Torn is cool.
I will say I agree that it doesn't feel like there's a lot of offensive power on this roster, but I'm going to give it a swing for a couple of weeks before I make transactions.
That's fair. I mean, you do have good bulk. You have like you have a regen core, DNC,
triple regen.
Romosh. Where's the oh yeah, Torn. I missed Torn. I bind.
Torn odd no Hydrapple.
I missed the Torn because I usually expect to see Torn at the top of the image.
Yeah, well, it was a late Torn. It's also an expensive Torn.
Yeah, that's
which
fair.
I wasn't going for, but it patched up a lot of holes that I wanted patched. The bottom three were basically, I want to fill some types, and also that Polteageist was 40 points.
That's a really good price for Polteageist, yeah. I do like Rhyperior this gen. I think it's fine because you have like Hydrapple, which is a second really good electric check. So I think Rhyperior is fine on this team.
The last time I used Rhyperior, I think I brought Choice Banded Stealth Rock every single game, and it put in so much work.
Amazing. So, I mean, it hits so hard, and like if you force a switch, get up your rocks, come back and wait, or click a button, like it's pretty good. Dubious team supports Blaziken pretty well. You got Rotom and Hydrapple to punish Waters, Crocodile to punish Psychics and Ghosts. Like, if you're going to do a Blaziken team, that's a solid way to do it. But I will say, this team is so slow. Like, oh my god. You have Torn, and then Grafai is not a real Pokemon, and then Blaziken can't wear a Scarf, so like, sure, you can protect, but still.
I'm going to cook with Grafai. You're not ready.
Please do. Run like Swagger Mirror or some shit. It's like the one set I know it has. Yeah, so I don't know. I just am not blown away. Except the other teams really blew me away. There's nothing here like in prep or I guess the Mega Bites. I'm like, oh shit, how do I answer this?
However, there's nothing that you look at it and go, oh, this is terrible.
There's a Grafai on my screen, but fair enough.
Well, Grafai is kind of there.
Grafai has Sword Stance. I did not know
It's
that.
better than Electric.
Grafai has Sword Stance. I did not know that. Also, I don't care. I mean, yeah, but this is like the most B team of all time. Like nothing stands out. You got everything you want,
However,
but
have you seen my prior rosters?
some of them.
This is an improvement. This is a real team.
Considering, actually, now I'm thinking about your two BPL teams is a lot better than those. The like Hitmonchan, Palmot, Lapras team. Oh my god, that was a thing.
Lava, but don't forget the Lava Fett that was also on that roster.
And actually did stuff. Didn't Lava actually do stuff? I think.
I think it got two or three games.
That's
yeah,
very,
very funny.
That was
it was not a good roster.
It was not a good roster. It was very. I still think it is like a B though. He's just kind of mid.
Yeah. Go throw me in B, and we'll move on to the bottom.
Driving, is it better?
Of the
Means B. Is it better than Jeremy's? Is the question. Probably not. I'd say. Pull up Jeremy's team again.
Jeremy's roster.
I think Jeremy's is a little better. Like, there's some bad months at the bottom. Like, I think overall it's just such a higher ceiling.
Yeah, go throw me in B.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you in B, but below Jeremy. Next we have Ian 1, because as you know I'm Ian 2. Ian 1, and he stole part of my core from last season with Flutter Mane King Gambit. Which...
Yeah, I like this roster. I don't really have strong thoughts on this roster. I like this roster. It's good. Ninetales is not the best, but Sunsetters
it's pretty solid.
None of them are particularly great.
I actually really
like Pass is kind of cool.
Honestly, in my opinion, Ninetales is the best Sunsetter in the game right now because Baton Pass, Hypnosis, Healing Wish.
Yeah, probably is, but it doesn't mean it's good.
Oh yeah, it's not great, but it's decent for what it is. And was it pretty cheap too? I think.
Oh, it's 50.
Yeah, it's very cheap.
So DOG, I do not rate highly. Cryogonal, I always lose to, but I also don't.
Cryogonal, I rate with Terra. Now I didn't, and then someone popped off of it in BPL, and then I lost to it in a Mudkip div, and I'm like, okay, maybe this thing with Terra is usable. But I don't know.
I will say that the speed tiers are incredibly jank.
They are abysmal. I mean, you have like God, I hate bringing this up, but you're gonna have to run Scarflando every week. Like, what are you doing if you don't do that? I do like the fat though. I think Iron Hands can give it DOD Shaman is like a really nice fat core. I guess Vileplume's here for the
Glycopod.
Yeah, I mean Glycopod gets worn down so fast. That was the problem.
Yeah.
Vileplume, I guess, is here for the grab poison and like chlorophyll stuff, but I know it doesn't seem very good here. It's like okay.
Yeah, it might have. I think it was supposed to be a different poison, but then chlorophyll was kind of funny. So
that's valid.
I think this team is fine.
I like this team overall, but it doesn't blow me away. It's like this is another team I feel like is a B. I feel like it's a high B. It's probably the best B we've seen. Actually, no, I don't know if it's better than Jeremy's. I don't think it's better than Jeremy's, honestly.
Well, you know what I would say about the two teams you put in S is that I don't think either are S ranked teams.
Yeah, it's fair, but I think comparatively to everything else we've seen.
Yeah, again, not. Do want to mention Licky can wish pass.
It's funny. It can do. I guess it can do stuff. Yeah.
So
it's okay. I don't love Licky. I think it's just so passive. Ian said he was going to steal Uxie as well. That's fair, but Uxie is a good mon, so it went early, which makes sense because he's also super underpriced.
I mean, that was around 5 DOD.
I mean, yeah, but also like that means there was around 5 Uxie, so you know.
Or earlier.
It might have been around 4, yeah. But I don't know, this team, it just feels meh to me. Like, you got good fat, you got okay breaking. Flutter's your only real queener outside like SD Gambit, I guess Scarflando. The team's okay. Removal being Cryogonal also isn't great when you have Ninetales Glycopod. I guess.
No, there's also a defogging Landorus.
I was about to mention that. That is true. You are not running Defog Lando I, but you theoretically could.
I have run Defog Blaziken before, not Mega, just regular.
That's right. Zane, by the way, it's not Cloud9 Wiki to prevent Johan from using his son. It's Cloud9 Wiki to prevent Ian from using his own son. Just for the record. Yeah, so it is B. I think this is maybe... I think it's maybe slightly better than yours and slightly below Jeremy's to me. I think it's an okay spot for it.
The next team I'm also excited for because it's quite something. It's quite something.
I mean, Zane just won BPL, like one of our top divisions, with a team that all started with the letter T, so I have faith in him.
Yes, but wait till you see this and remember that he avoided relegation last season by winning the play-in match.
Oh, that's true. That's
Oh
true.
Lord, this team.
Hey, what's the Zygarde complex again? I don't remember.
No rest.
No rest. It starts in 10%, right?
Yes, and must start as dog.
Yeah, that's. I just put Zygarde
No.
complete so I would remember it's not fucking doggo form normally.
It is not round 2,
Yeah.
T2 dog.
I do think
However,
Solgalio's.
Solgaleo is no item.
I still
It
think
is bad.
Solgalio's really good.
Zygarde,
I really
I'm
like
hoping you can do
Solgalio.
something with.
I really
I'm
like
believing here,
Solgalio.
especially with the Mega Blastoise.
That's a cool plan.
And your bottom 4 are absolute.
Correction, your bottom 6 are absolute shitters. Debatably 7.
I think Incineroar can actually do something.
I will say it's very funny.
Garbage, but it's tough to kill.
I had a Spectre
It doesn't
Palmot
look fast,
core
but
once.
it's hot garbage.
Yeah. I had a Spectre Palmot core once. Actually did really well with it because I got sniped on all the other fighting types. So I was like, well, shit. I guess I'm grinding Palmot, and it did work. So that was cool. But I also had like a Terra Drill on that team to physically break for Spectre, and I did have to bring Palmot that often. But yeah, I think this might be the worst team we've seen so far. I really dislike this. I like Solgalio.
Incoming.
Fair enough, but I still think it's the worst we've seen so far.
This team is bad.
Also, where's your rocker? It does not exist, by the way. Your only hazards are Goboder and Masquerain, but I don't count Masquerain. Your only hazards are Goboder.
One job, and it does it quite well.
Yeah. Also, what's your removal? Oh, Blastoise. I see Blastoise. I missed the Blastoise. Missed the Blastoise. Yeah. I don't know. Like, this team just feels really bad. Like, at least with the team, the team, it had good mons on it. I have like Rocks twice this gen. That's fair. But also, like, now your opponent doesn't have to run boots on their Volcarona or whatever, and that's really scary. I don't think Volcarona was drafted, but you get my point.
Yes, I think this... Does this go below Chibi?
I think it goes below Chibi. I really dislike this. I just don't see...
I don't like this draft at all.
I feel like you're having to bring... You have to bring your top 4 every game or you have no power. And then your bottom...
You have to bring your top 5. What are you talking about?
Well, yeah, you have to bring your top 5. I mean, I could see a game or two where you bench Arboliva. I think it's overpriced here anyway, but...
I think you're more likely to bench Solgaleo.
I don't know. I rate Solgaleo. I think it's pretty solid. I rate this one a lot.
The complex isn't even no item. The complex is must-hold Pokeball.
That's the one thing.
So it's a knockoff.
It's gonna hurt, yeah. But like, also, it's really fat. It has Morning Sun and Teleport and stuff, and hits pretty hard with like its natural offense. I think it's just a good pivot and tank. I rate this one a lot. I've used it obviously with an item, but like I think it's pretty solid. And I was very surprised the way I drafted it last season.
Well, Zane's had it before, and it did not perform whatsoever. So I think we can go drop this in D and move on.
I do think... let's pull up Chibi's just to make sure it's worse than Chibi's. I think it is. We can pull up Chibi's again just to be sure.
Zane, I think your complex is caught up to you.
Yeah, no, this is definitely better than what Zane has. No way. Like, this has a lot of really good mons, even if there isn't, like, the best stuff on here. Like, yes, there's the bad ones, but it's also got some really good ones.
Yeah, well, I think... the top end is more reliable.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this last so far.
Is not the most reliable. Solgaleo is probably running defensively.
Yep.
Spectre is not the most reliable. And at that point, he's kind of run out of gas.
I do agree. And DJS, I know that's what I was saying. I like Solgaleo as a tank. I really like it as a really fat tank that doesn't die and does decent damage. That's why. And with teleport's broken. Hello, Axley. Welcome. So yeah, so that let's.
Oh, next is Joey's. Joey made transactions.
Yeah, so I will live update that. Give me a second. Let me pull up Ampharos drafting again. My computer lags so badly.
That's because you have your 300 tab Excel file open.
That is very true. I do have a 300 tab Google. I do have a 300 tab Google sheet open. Okay, let's see. So Megawop, Wolkick, Sandslash, Flamigo. Well, I didn't see last one. Megawop. Wolkicks, Sandslash, oh wait, shoot, I'm doing this wrong tab, 1 second. I almost screwed up the entire code on it, that would have been really bad.
I don't use this doc, I couldn't tell you how to do it.
You just are never supposed to, you're always supposed to aid on here. On this thing. Wolkicks, Sandslash, Flamigo, did you drop a 5th one? I think you did, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I can read it.
And I got it. They picked up Urshifu, Toranai, Ramambi, Toadschool, Dunsparce. Honestly, I think this made the team worse.
Torn.
Ramambi.
I'll give you my opinion after Rabombi, Toadscruel, and the Dunsparce.
Yeah, I definitely think this made the team worse. Like, holy crap. Let's look at what he dropped again. Like, he dropped some bad mons, but also...
I have thoughts.
I know. I feel like Megalop you kind of needed on this team. And Electrode. Because, like, your speed is now a Rabombi and a Torn. So have fun with that.
Neither of those are respectable. And Toadscruel's also not respectable.
Toadscruel is not a Pokemon.
Toadscruel terrible. Rabombi is also not good. Darkspun is not a Pokemon. Tornadus is not a Pokemon. There is an Uxie here, and I don't know what it's doing.
I mean,
your
it's...
features on your top end are 84, 86, 95, 95.
97.
97 for Ursh.
I mean, the Uxie...
It's really bad.
The Uxie is here to do all the utility that nothing else on the team can do, other than Glamora.
I am praying I get this matchup in my season.
Yeah, I don't love Volcanion without Terra either. Also...
I feel like Volcanion might actually be, like, the most versatile mon on this roster.
Goldengo. Goldengo's pretty versatile, and Kiramis too, but...
Yes, however, that's it. It's
oh, yeah.
Those three.
No, I don't like this team. I think the team was a lot better when...
Is awful.
It was a lot better when you had Lop and Trode, I think.
And the transactions made it significantly worse.
Like, sure, you dropped, like, a couple bad mons, like Flamingo, I think it was Sandslash or something. But, like, you didn't fix the fundamental issues of the team, and you kind of just added more of them.
So, Endless, I ask you, is Flamingo Sandslash really worse than Toadscruel to Dunsparce?
Yes, the Dunsparce is cracked.
Without Terra?
I still think it's quite solid without Terra. But Toadscruel kind of drags the whole thing.
I see the Dunsparce going to 40 next season.
Wait, how much is that right now?
50.
If it goes down further, I would... That's insane to me. I think this mon's like worth like in points like 9. I think this thing's really solid. I really like this mon.
Was at the cost of the 66-point Electrode, Hisui, and how this team's really bad. I don't actually have much more to say.
It just doesn't do anything.
Actually, I do have something else to say. Where is the removal? Lamora, Volcanion, Tornadus, Toadscruel,
Vermombi.
Like, there is removal, yes.
But you are not clicking it. You are not clicking it. Ever. This team... Oh, I just realized this team is super... This team does nothing without webs, by the way. Oh my god.
This team is awful, and I think it is...
Somehow it's worse than Zane's, yeah. I don't know how it's possible, yeah. I just, like, I don't get it. I see some offensive stages like Golden Go plus Gamora with their Shifu is cool. Volcanion kind of breaks down Kiram's checks. It's nice, but, like, how are you getting them in? How are you doing anything? I can see win pass for this team, which I don't know if I could really with Zane, but also, like, God, I just don't... I could not imagine using this.
Oh, and just another thing to point out is because it's not a grace period. It's a week 0. So these 5 transactions, he's stuck with this for the rest of the season.
Yeah, Dodon is not going to fall because it's drafted on free. Good. It's really good for its price. Yeah.
Going up to 60.
Good. Yeah, so I just can't. I don't know. You made the team worse. This thing's not good. I wish you luck. I feel bad, but like, oh my god, look at this team. Alright, next up we have Trey.
Some more garbage.
This, the top 6 is solid. I really like the top 6, actually.
Top 6? Serena is not a real Pokemon. Serena is absolute hot trash.
I mean, if you were, the people who were here at the very start, you saw I have Serena on my EDC team I was using as the placeholder. I do not think it's good, but it was the only spinner that would fit. And so I had to take it like round 5 or else I'd have no removal on my team. Except Defog. And then I don't want Defog with Tinga.
I think Delmise is better.
Yeah, well, also for my team, Delmise doesn't exist. But anyway, that's not the point. I think Serena is usable. I don't like it, but I think it's usable.
This is a 4-mon roster.
It's 5. I think Entei's
Two of those mons aren't even good.
I think Entei's very real. I think Megalaios is fine for what it is. But I mean, also your speed is Mega
Oh,
Latias,
I
and
didn't
that's
say
it, which
which of
can't really
those four
score.
was the real Mon.
Yeah, well, Mega Latias can't rail Scarf, so your fastest mon is Scarf Furfro, which is not a thing. Also, holy knockoff Batman. I mean, look at this. Aegislash. Mega Latias can tank one usually, but Primate, sure, it does get range. If you use your Evaluate, Clefairy uses Evaluate. Glimmet is, if it's not Sash, it's probably Evaluate. Um, Hisuian Samurai is okay, but it's not that bulky. Like,
I don't know what was being cooked here.
the top three were really I like the top three, and then you just fell off.
What is the Samurai even supporting?
Yeah, you don't really have break. I mean, Entei, I guess. Entei with the spikes is really hard to deal with. But other than that, not really.
Zeb in the chat asking where the points went, and Jeremy saying that this team's best Pokemon is Ditto.
Okay, I wouldn't go that far. I think Lando T is very solid, especially in Nandex. Yeah, I don't know where the points went. Did it use all his points? I wasn't even paying attention.
Every team
did it. Because normally if there's points left, I put them on, but then like the first 9 had points, didn't have any points left, so I just stopped looking, I'll be honest. But I like normally like name X points left so I can remember that they didn't use everything. But yeah, this team is this team really is this team worse than the last one?
Oh, don't make me compare them.
Last one was Joey. This is still better, I think.
Yes.
Not. Is it better than Chibi's? I don't think this is better than Chibi's though.
There's no way. Chibi's has threats.
Yeah,
this
no.
has a Lando T.
That's a Aegislash like usable, but yeah, this is D. I think I would put it above Joey, but that's not saying much.
I won a title with Aegislash. I know what it does, but I don't rate it incredibly highly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. When I'm seeing these teams, definitely good that we didn't put Chibi and Aaron in D, like I was thinking about doing.
That's Ani, not Chibi, but yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm blanking.
All right,
4x tier 5. So I mean, yes, but Ian Dean, I have 4 tier 5s last season. I'm pretty sure I had 4 tier 5s last season, and I still was fine. Like my team was very top heavy last season.
The thing with NCL T5, especially T5 Plus, is that it's mostly real Pokemon because a lot of it is stuff that in non-NCL leagues you would see in the low end of T4 that's just fallen because no one is taking Bisharp or Chestnut.
Chestnut's been picking up recently.
These are not real Pokemon. Glimmet, Primate, Clefairy, Furfrou.
For the record, I love Primate. I think Primate especially is a really good low tier Terra guy, but without Terra, what are you doing with this thing? I mean, I 6-0'd someone on Wi-Fi once with Terra Fairy Anger Point versus a Rapid Strike because Surging Strikes banded Dane Oko, and then I just got all the health back with Drain Punch, and I just won the game because I was at +6. It was very cool. But without Terra, it's so bad.
DJS, Zane, just wait. DJS is not the next one, but the one after, and yes, that is another stinker, and still not my personal least favorite team.
I thought my team was like, wow, yeah. I had 3, okay, I had 3, not 4. Yeah, Serena costing 110 is insane. I've noticed one of the flaws of the NCL system when you have monsters like Serena is like because they always get drafted because there's nothing else that does what it does, they move up even if they're terrible at what they do, but like, there's nothing else that does it, so you have to pick it. So you just have to pay more and more for your utility pieces, which is really awkward.
Maybe pick something else.
Hey, let's go next. Next we have Amish. So this is the team that took Rillaboom round 1, pick 5, and got rewarded with Sneasler, which was hilarious to watch.
No, that was awesome.
That was so funny. I was like, what are you people doing? But it was so funny. I like this team. That was a start. I like this team at the start. Top 6 are very good at what they do. I really rate Mega Alt. I'm pretty sure it's fallen in price, right? So it's pretty cheap now.
I think it's 80, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy for this thing. I really like Mega Altaria.
I don't rate the bottom 3 very highly, personally.
Oh, yeah, no, the bottom 3 are terrible. I don't rate Cinccino. I tried Cinccino my first season here. It was terrible.
I think Hisuian Typhlosion is also abysmal.
Well, the problem is, I love Hisuian Typhlosion.
He's good, but maybe not on this roster.
I love Hisuian Typhlosion. The problem is you don't have a removal for it, and you are coming on rocks every time, and then your eruptions don't do jack shit.
No removal. We are clearly bringing Tidy Up Cinccino, Defog Mega Altaria, and Defog Thundurus.
I actually...
grassy terrain.
Defog Megaltari isn't the worst, but like you don't wanna
All
with
three of
Defog
those are perfectly viable removable
with
options.
Defog Megaltari you will all be doing other things, but you can make it a defogger if you really need to. Like it's not the worst option of that. The other two do not want. Oh, I mean Sinchio's cooking tidy up, but it's so bad. Like who cares? Megal's 110. Oh, never mind. I still think for that price it's pretty solid.
Yeah,
This team
good price.
this team's okay. It doesn't bother me. I think it feels like a B, but like the worst of the Bs to me. Because like
I agree.
it's so meh. Like you have cool mons. It looks really fun. I could see myself using this top 7 and having an absolute blast, but like what are you doing? Like Sneasler is your only real win con. Unless you like somehow someone lets you get like
Mega
3
Blaziken.
unless someone lets you like
Ian with Fluttermane.
unless you somehow get like
How come?
I don't rate Sneasler with, yeah, I agree with this, Zeb. I don't rate Sneasler with the best mon on the team. I love Sneasler, but like it can't carry a team on its own without Terra. And like Terra's banned everyone now anyway on it, so who cares? Like this mon, it's good, but it can't carry a team on its own is the problem. And it's kind of having to here. Like I think this team will win some games because it does have some power behind it, but it just doesn't have that much. You know, its utility pieces are fine, but spending your bottom 4 of things that aren't coming to games is not great. Yeah, we've seen that a lot.
Yeah, I love that all the B teams have like one real win con.
Yeah, this is like Sneasel's your win con. Like it is a really fucking good win con, especially without Terra, because then you're put in the format at all, because no one can Terra Poison or Ghost to nullify it. But at the end of the day, it's still like your only win con. So like Banded Roboom, I guess. Agility Fundy is funny, but it's so much better on Therian than Incarnate. Megaltari needs at minimum 2 DDs to like queen stuff. It's kind of hard to get that off if your opponent knows what they're doing. I don't know. This team is mad. It's fine. I'm actually like this. Do I like this more than Unease? I don't think I like Unease more, but this honestly might be a C.
I still think it's the low end of B.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Low end of B is probably fine for it. Yeah. I mean, like, other than that, like, the team is okay. It's just nothing special. Okay, next up we have DJS, who...
And this team is hot trash.
I rate as a player, but we'll see how his draft is. Mostly because he's
really
beating me in
awful,
Wi-Fi
actually.
finals like 3 or 4 times now, so I kind of have to rate him because he keeps kicking my ass.
You're not ready for this.
Hey, so Pheromos is good. I love Pheromos. I think it's kind of underrated in this form. I think it's actually really good. I know y'all are like, there's no
item.
I still think it's quite solid for what in this form. I think it's a bit unexplored, honestly.
That's to Zane, who's been trying to explore Pheromosa for seasons.
I like how you phrased that.
Yes, I mean that in both meanings of the word.
Glow King is good. I think it's a really good pairing Pheromosa because it's so frail and just gets a chill reception. G-Darm, again, pairs really well with these because it's, again, just pairs really well with Glow King and kills the flyings for Pheromosa. Sand Shocks kills flyings for Pheromosa, which is like the only things that in the game that check it. I guess varies, but you also got Glow King. Savali's fine. I like them on. I don't think it's amazing. Steel, I don't hate this team. Like, it's not amazing, but I don't hate this team. I really don't.
I love Macargo.
I mean, Macargo's not
you were
doing
talking
anything.
Earlier when we did Zeb's team about how what'd you say Melmetal was a horse because it gets high horsepower.
This is the funniest
Macargo
horse.
is
This is the
head
funniest
of
horse.
the horse council.
That's very true. I don't know. I actually, the more I look, I don't love this team, but I don't hate it. Like, they just kind of admit. I'm just looking at this like. I guess your only real
better than the prior game.
Your only real hazards are Sandy Shocks, which isn't ideal, but it's a really good setter, so whatever. Your removal with Silvally, Noivern are both really good at it. You got Steel really late, and Steel is still a solid Pokemon, no matter what people say.
Yeah, I like Steel.
And Mega Shark, actually, I really think Mega Shark's underrated. Especially, what is it, 40 points? That's insane to me.
Yeah, it's way too cheap.
Like, this team actually is, even though the speed tiers don't look that amazing, but I mean, you got Mega Shark, which always gets the +1. You got Darm, who's a really good Scarf. You got Shocks, who can run booster speed. Like, you have Pheromosa. This team will always have the speed advantage, which I think is something we have not seen very often in this draft.
No, because the speed tiers on most teams thus far have been really bad.
I don't know, like, I don't want to get the Slurpuff pick. I guess webs are okay here. I don't really need them. But also, fairies are probably getting slim, so I get it. Like,
Slurpuff does the job.
Outside the Med Cargo, I think these are all real Mons. I think they synergize decently well together.
Well, Macargo's not a real Pokemon.
Yes, I said outside Med Cargo. Outside Med Cargo.
Oh, I agree. I love Macargo, though. Look at him.
He's so funny. I remember using him in Emerald as a kid. He was so bad, but I loved using the Explosion Move Tutor and clicking it with him. It was very funny.
I named
I don't think I nicknamed my Pokemon back then.
That's to go with my Whiscash Jerry.
Amazing. I don't know. I kind of like this Baron set of the RCBs, I'll be honest. What's the last
This
team?
is not better than any of the. It may be better than Amish is.
Let me see Amish again. This is a team I could very much see myself using. Okay, it's Baron Amish. Amish where we wasted 4 picks. This is Baron Amish's team. And
the Rambats go to Tropius.
Who else is MVP? We got you. I just probably said Barry. I was when we pull yours up just so I can take a look. No, yours is definitely Barry. Yeah, yours is definitely Barry. So
mine is a bunch of real mons that just don't hit hard.
I mean, DGS is also a bunch of real mons, but I see what you're saying. Like I could see an argument to put DGS above you, but I don't think I would. But I could see an argument for it. Yeah, I'm gonna put him above Amish at least. There we go. So yeah. McCargo's the Rambats god. I don't know. I don't play Rambats. The only Rambat I play is Hackmon's Cup, because that is the tier of goats.
I love Hackmon's. What a goofy Hackmon's Cup.
I literally made top 8 in a Smogon tournament for Hackmon's. I've topped the wire multiple times. It's like the one format I'm good at. That's not draft.
All right,
I'm not even good at draft. So here's Jay.
Here is a team of all time. Round 2 Mega Sableye is
that
only a thing that happens
on a team that doesn't take advantage of it at all.
That was supposed to be H/. I don't know why it's Mega Sableye.
Wait, I don't know. Yeah.
Apparently.
I mean, this is kind of weird, but I don't. On first glance, I don't hate this. On first glance,
I think it could have been worse.
After like the first 5, I thought it was gonna be terrible, but he kind of grabbed some decent stuff to finish it up. Like, I think it actually worked.
Are viable budget mons.
Yeah, they're all viable to come to games. Even like Lurantis, I'm a big Lurantis believer, honestly.
I'm a big Lurantis guy.
I mean, I had Lurantis in my Smogon Usum Cup run. I made like top 16 with Lurantis. It came like 3 times. Like, it was not bad. It did stuff.
I like Terra Lurantis.
I mean, it was Gen 7, so I couldn't use Terra, but yeah. Hackman was very funny, yes. I guess I'm kind of running out of steam because I don't have much else to say. I'm losing things to say, but like, you got decent hazards. I guess.
What is there to say? There's a round 2 Mega Sableye.
I mean, this team would have really liked spikes, I will say. This team would have really liked the spiker, but.
Well, I can also guarantee you that half this team will be ditched in the next by the time week 3 ends. So, really not much to say.
I mean, outside the Sableye, maybe like the Flygon, I don't think there's anything else you really. And me and Rowan Frost, I don't love Rowan Frost. I think those are the only 3 you need to ditch. They're like 8 work fine together.
Yes, but Jay needs to blow up his team every week 3.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah.
Unlike Joey, who felt the need to blow it up and blow all his transactions. Week 0.
I'm gonna pose. I want to look at Amish's team. I might like this more than Amish's, honestly. Actually, okay, yeah, I like this more than Amish's for sure.
I also don't rate Val very highly, so.
I do rate Val, but I don't think it's like the best one in the format like people say it is.
Better as a second breaker than whatever Amish is cooking up, though.
Yeah, I think this bear.
I guess.
Is this? I don't think this better than DJS. I think it's close, but I don't think it's better than DJS. I don't think it's better than DJS. I think it's close.
I think that team actually turned out usable, and now we have
Decky, which I need to do. I need to update these transactions real quick.
Transactions made. Please update for the transactions.
Ursaluna, Wayway, Salazzle all gone. That should be Decky. Should be the last one. Yep. Ursaluna, Wayway, Ursaluna, Tapu, Wayway, Salazzle, and we are adding. Ampharos, Neoqueen, Darmanitan. Okay. I will say, just looking at what he had, ditching the Wayway was a very good idea because it's so much anti-synergy here. Wasn't Neoking, right? Was not Neoking.
Well, when we were prepping, we were supposed to be in Ampharos, but the cost of Urshifu was killing his budget.
Gotcha. Neoqueen and the was Darmanitan, right? Cool. Okay, let's check out Decky's team in full now. I didn't do this too. Decky should be down there. Yep. Okay. Wow. I actually like. I mean, again, looking at first glance, I think the top 5 are really strong together. Top 5 are really good, actually.
Don't think this team is good, if I'm honest with you.
I like Meowing and Ampharos as a pairing. I will say that, but I am kind of noticing some things as I look at it. Like, Slowking, Nidoqueen are kind of you're relying on those to pivot into things. And especially Nidoqueen does have recovery. It will get worn down very quickly. I guess Shed Tail. Yeah. Fighting weakness is really bad.
Yes,
yep, it's real.
I know there's an Enam Nidoqueen Slowking, but the fighting weakness is real.
Yeah. Shed Tail Warform is funny until like Bax is very, very funny, I will say. And I've actually that's okay. Darm is okay. This team just feels This team feels really underwhelming to me. Like, I think the Mons themselves are okay.
Is so reliant on Enam to do anything.
Oh yeah, Enam is gonna have to break it. You're gonna need Specs Enam every freaking game at this point in this team. You're going to need Specs in every game. That's just, like, non-negotiable pretty much, or else you're just going to lose to Fat. I guess, like, Darm can break Fat. I don't know. I think the speed's okay. Like,
even comes, because, I mean, look at your removal.
Yeah. Your removal, it's a removal. Rotom, Mousehold. I mean, Rotom, I think Rotom and Conk are okay defoggers. They both can swat it pretty easily.
Yeah, and then they both get swatted immediately.
I mean, yeah, they don't love running it, but they can. I think Conk is not bad because it forces so many switches. So I think it's actually not bad as a defogger because you force so many things out with the threat of Mach Punch or with the threat of huge damage. But yeah, this team's kind of meh. And I don't rate Pro Pass at all. Like, what are you trapping? I guess trapping steals is funny for Enam Bax Meow because they all hate steals, but just bring Darmanitan, Conk, and Quick a button. You don't need to trap the steals with Probo Pass of all things.
I mean, Pro Pass is cheap. It was a filler mon.
Fair enough.
I hate it as a filler mon.
Mousehold is funny. It's not good, but it's funny. Shout out Baltimore Regional Champion Hopeless. Draft player winning a VGC Regional was very funny. But yeah, I don't know. This team feels like a B to me, like the lowest B. Maybe a high. Actually,
this is not a B.
I think
this is not a B.
I think it's a C. I think it's like maybe around Unnies, maybe around Aaron's. It's not as bad as the D's. There's no way it's as bad as the D's.
You know what? It might be better than Aaron's.
Yeah, we pull Baron. There's no way it's as bad as the D's. Like, this is just not possible. The D's are so bad. We'll pull Aaron's, and then back to Decky. I think I do like Decky more in this.
What's happening? The 4-mon roster?
Yeah, I think Decky's a little better. Is Decky better than Unnie? Maybe, honestly. Yeah, I do kind of think Decky's is better than this. I think it's the top of C.
No, I think Unnie's is better.
And I can put it here, but those two are really close for me.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's all 16.
Yeah, this team, bro took my Valiant. So yeah, this is the final. This is the final ranking. We have Zeb and Orin and S. Even though I don't think they're S in a vacuum, I think they're the best teams in Ampharos. I don't think, and the only team that comes close in my opinion is Johan, who's an A. Then like the okay teams would be, we got Jeremy, Ian, Gry, DJS, Jay, and Amish. I think those are all like fine for what they do.
I just realized that's my old logo.
I did not know you have a new logo. I just looked up in team name and logos from Gryoine, and this was what came up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and C, we've got teams that are like usable but not good. And then D, I don't know how I don't think these will perform at all. I think all these teams probably need transactions to function correctly. Yeah, so that's the full list. I'll post a screenshot of this in the Ampharos Power Rankings, and then thank you all for joining me. Thank you, Gry, for hopping on here. This was a lot of fun. No problem. Yeah, and then to those in chat who did not see their teams, that's a terrible screenshot, wasn't it? Those in the chat who did not see their screens, their teams, I will be editing out the front of this and then uploading it to YouTube as a VOD later today. So I will post that as well so you can see it. I know Zeb specifically got here after his team, so we'll make sure that happens. Yeah, and that's going to be all. Have a good day, everyone. And now I'm actually going to go play another NCL person because I play Rust for LET very soon, so you'll do that. And I want the matchup as AIDS. Anyway, we'll see y'all later. Tira skipped hand day and we did like day. Very true.